Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into Pops and the little brother. I'm the one who's gonna save Ace. And in today's video, I have 3 teams for you guys to take down this point farming event. So there is the 9-star 40 stamina event, and for this particular quest, you do need to bring one of every color. Shocker, right? They released a legend that thrives under bringing every color, and then they create content around that. Who would have seen that? Who would have seen that coming? Shocker, shocker. So if you do want to take down the 40 stamina event, you do need to bring one of every color. So it is a little bit challenging because obviously this is a point farming event, and there are characters that give you extra drops. And building teams for that has been very challenging if you don't have Sengoku and his batch. However, there are 2 teams in today's video that do use all of the extra drop characters. However, this event is probably not the smartest to farm on the 40 stamina, mainly because there is still this glow stick event available. If you guys want to farm XP materials, I would highly recommend finding the Diva of the World. And then just to get your point farming done, just head over to the 4-star 30 stamina event and just hit on auto, put as many point boosters as you can on the team, and just try and get your Chopper Man missions done as quickly as possible there. You really just want to get your Chopper Man missions done to the point where you get these 500 turtles, so that way you can get all of these nice juicy rewards. That's basically what you want to do. So in today's video, shout out to Papi and the auto strat. I do have an auto team for you guys, just to sort of talk about the event. And then I also have 2 teams for you guys to take down the 40 stamina. Remember, if you guys don't want to farm this, just dive in, beat it once, don't even bring a point boosted team, and actually just get it done. That way you get the gem and you can sort of just move on from there. But that's enough about the event. Let's take a look at the free-to-play character before we dive into the teams. Alright, so the character that we're farming for is Luffy and Whitebeard. And I gotta say, I love the design of the free-to-play character. Striker, fighter, strength unit that has slot bind and crit. This unit's actually really, really good because they also give a 75% chance at drops. Their special does 10% damage reduction, removes defense up, damage reduction, and threshold by 3 turns, changes crew's block slots and characters slot to tandem, and if every type is on the crew, boost the attack and slot effects by 2.25 for 1 turn, otherwise boost the crew's attack and orbs by 1.5 for 3 turns. So, not a crazy free-to-play unit, but 2.25 rainbow attack and orb boost as long as you have a rainbow team. It's actually pretty nice, and 3 turns of damage reduction, threshold, defense up is awesome. Obviously, it's a Whitebeard, obviously it's a Luffy, so you have good support options there too. As for the captain, you can get Despair and Paralysis removal, but honestly, who really cares about their captain? The support is just stats, so nothing too special there. And then they make tandem orbs matching as a sailor, which is actually pretty neat. So, striker, fighter, they're an okay unit, nothing too crazy, but they're the unit that you will be farming. As for the event itself, if you go into the notice tab and you scroll down, you'll be able to see the characters that give you extra drops. Obviously, the new batch, they work amazingly for this. Stay tuned for the summoning video. I have already done my summons, and I have not included them in today's video. So, the basics you want to look at is, from here down. Most of you guys shouldn't have summoned. All of you guys shouldn't have summoned, if I'm completely honest. But, you asked for hard content. They gave us hard content. I don't understand why people are upset. Or if honestly, I've been out all day, so I don't even know if people are upset. But the 5+ Shanks will give you a guaranteed extra drop, and so will Top Musica, which is awesome. And then you've got Luffy and his batch. They will give you 75% chance of an extra drop, same with Shanks and his batch. And then you've got the new Luffy Whitebeard as well as Stampede Bullet, the raid unit. You then have a 50% chance at 1 additional drop with Uta, Chopper, Whitebeard, Marco, and Ace vs. Kainu, as well as the super evolution of the Admirals, Whitebeard, Garp, Mihawk, Boa, Blackbeard, and Jinbei. And then you have a whole bunch of other characters from Marineford that have been boosted there. So ideally, you want to try and build the team with these units. The 2 teams I have for the 40 stamina event, they actually utilize these units. And huge shout out to Evan on Twitter for retweeting another Japanese member's team. Like I said, I've been at work all day, and then I actually caught up for a drink with the GOAT captain, Papi. So I haven't been home. It's 11 o'clock now with me getting home and finally recording this. So big shout out to those guys for the actual teams. I did put together a team myself. And if you enjoyed the video, belt the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button. With that said, let's dive into the runs. Alright, so the first team is actually the auto team against the 30 stamina event. So basically with this particular team, you want to try and find a friend captain Sengoku, and then basically from there you just build the team out with all of the boosters. If you have Top Musica and the 5+ Shanks, everyone should have the 5+ Shanks. You really want to try and include them on the team, and then you just want to fill the rest of the team out with the 75% chance to drops. You hit that auto button and you're good to go. With the new Sengoku, he is a 4.5 times booster if you have 4 side characters on the team, I'm pretty sure. So you can actually just build the team out with a whole bunch of side characters. And as long as you have 4 side characters on the team, sorry. And that way you shouldn't have too many issues with team building. So yeah, as long as you have... he's just a rainbow 4.5 times captain, right? His special is you need 4 side characters. So really, like, in theory, like, if you don't have this new Luffy, the Super Snake Man Luffy, you could easily just use any other, like, rainbow captain, like V1 Kuzan works really well, or any other sort of captain that can boost majority of the team, and then just bring the new Luffy and whitebeard on the team, as there are also a 75% chance to drop. You really, like I said, you really just want to make sure that you include the free-to-play Shanks. That is quite important, as with the free-to-play Shanks, you can actually get the extra drop guaranteed. With the new Whitebeard and Luffy, it's a 75% chance with them, and that the Clash Bullet that's actually available right now on Extra Island, he'll also give you an extra 75% chance and an extra drop. If you have Top Musica, that's an extra drop, and then you could, like I said, just 75% chance to drop with any of Luffy, Super Snake Man's batch, as well as Shanks in his batch. And if you really need to, you also have like Uta and her batch and a whole bunch of other Marineford units like you saw at the start. But the whole idea is just trying as many drops, get those chopper missions done as quickly as possible, and utilize some supports to make it a little bit quicker. The most notable supports for this particular team is support Sabo is great for the final stage. He can remove 2 turns of defense up. You don't need it. It just takes like an extra 2 turns to kill if you don't have it. And then I just use Hiyori on Zoro just for a 1 orb. So that actually worked out pretty nicely. So huge shout out to the GOAT Captain Papi for the auto team and the auto strat. Let's dive into the actual teams now. Alright, so the next team I actually put together, and it's not perfect, as it doesn't guarantee every single drop. I really couldn't find a way to put Shanks on this particular team, is there's not a lot of like really good captains for this particular event. Unfortunately, that sort of partner up with Sengoku, because Sengoku's like a cerebral unit, except for like Uta, which you guys will see in the next part of the clip anyway. But I did want to sort of showcase V1 Kuzan with his level limit break a little bit, as he's actually very, very good for this particular fight. You do have to stall a little bit on the first couple turns, basically just to build up Kuzan. It's really not that big of a deal, because like the mob units are so easy to tap through, and they also have high cooldowns. I just sort of stalled 1 turn on each stage. That way you could just get the extra attack boost from Kuzan's multipliers, especially if you don't have your limit break expanded. You really want to make sure that you actually get that up. On stage 3, you come up against Jozu and Vista. They have 2 turns of damage reduction, give you 2 turns of despair after sockets, and a full board of unfavorable orbs, which can be a little bit annoying. To get around this, we're actually utilizing Clash Crocodile. Clash Crocodile is boosted. He's a free-to-play unit. We have the support of Mr. 1 on Crocodile to remove the damage reduction. And then to get around the despair, we're actually utilizing the new Chopper. I really wanted to try and build a team that didn't have Uta on the team. Uta just makes this a lot easier and a lot faster. So if you have her, I would highly recommend using her. And the second team that you guys see in this video works amazingly. So if you do have that, I would highly recommend it. To get around the special bind that gets inflicted on stage 3 that you get from either Marco or Jinbei, we're using Garp on this particular team. So there's not a lot of units that can get around the special bind besides the new Aokiji, or utilizing Garp himself. There's like literally like no other units, which is very, very annoying. So we did have to include Garp. You can use Garp as a support, but then there's no other supports that can remove special bind except for one, which you guys will see literally in the next clip. Once you do kill Marco or Jinbei, be careful, they have a burn as well. Totally forgot to mention that. Once you kill them, they actually captain swap you to your bottom row. It can be a random captain swap to either your bottom left or your bottom right, and you want to make sure you put that Luffy and that Whitebeard down there. Now, for these particular clips that you see, my Luffy and Whitebeard wasn't actually limit broken, so totally spaced on that when I was recording, so it is what it is. On the final stage, your captains will get blinded, or whatever color your captain is, that color will get blinded. So always your captain will get blinded no matter what. To get around that, we have Halloween Ace, and then we also have the Neko support, and then we can actually utilize the special of Whitebeard and Luffy. No, we used the Whitebeard and Luffy special on the previous turn. We used the Sengoku special to get the 4 times attack and the 4 times orb boost. We're going to give it to Luffy and Whitebeard so they can actually hit ridiculously hard. And even with the defense up and no limit break, you still do so much damage on this particular stage. because of the super tandem effect that Sengoku gives, and a whole bunch of perfects there as well. So works out pretty nicely, this particular team. It doesn't give the maximum boost that you possibly can get. However, every unit on this particular team gives some sort of boost somewhere. There's just no guaranteed drops except for what Sengoku actually provides. But look, it is what it is. So that's the team I put together with a full booster team. Remember, just try and beat this and then take on the 30 stam. Or, if you can build this team, I would highly recommend utilizing this one. So shout out to Evan over on Twitter for retweeting a team that I actually saw. I didn't watch the whole video, but once I sort of saw it, I kind of figured out exactly how it worked, because I was actually running the content to try and get a feel for it. But as soon as I saw it, I basically knew exactly how it worked, and I put it together. Notable supports for this particular team is you have Garp on your Sengoku, you have Lafitte on Blackbeard, as well as the the support rare recruit, what's his name? Sabo on Whitebeard and Luffy. Now, the way that the video that I saw ran it actually is on stage 2. They actually used the Kuzan special for wave clearing. So if you have your Blackbeard Limit Break expanded, you actually can do that. However, I'm not wasting Limit Break materials on Blackbeard, bro. I don't even care how good his level Limit Break is. I ain't wasting those Limit Break materials. No shot. But on this particular stage, on stage 3 against Jozu and Vista, we don't actually get around the 2 turns of damage reduction. So this is where I actually use Kuzan Special for the chain boundary effect. We also use Uta for the attack and the orb boost, and we can start that turn progression buff. Against stage 4 on Jinbei or Marco, they give you 5 turns of special bind and 5 turns of burn. And literally just with the super type and the super class of Uta and Sengoku, we can actually take out this stage pretty easily. Just be careful of that burn though. It hits you very, very hard. So just be very mindful of that. But thanks to the Garb support, we can get around 3 turns of the special bind there. We're going to get Captain Swap on the death. So we're going to get either our Kuzan or our Luffy and Whitebeard as our captains. Ideally, you want Luffy Whitebeard because they're designed to have every unit like on the team. And they actually get a captain ability if you have every color on the team, which is pretty nice. But on the final stage, your captain will get binded, and any color of that same type will also get binded. To get around the bind, we have Blackbeard here. And then to get around the defense up, we have the Whitebeard and Luffy unit themselves. Ideally, you want to just give the 4 times attack and orb boost from Sengoku to the Sai unit or the Strength unit, because Whitebeard and Luffy will always turn into an Int or Dex unit. So whichever one they turn into is dependent on who the Sengoku special goes to. And then literally you just do so much damage with this team that you don't have to worry about taking out the rest of the crew. So, well, you have to attack, like you attack with the rest of the crew. You don't even hit with Sengoku and you do so much damage, which is absolutely bonkers. But that's going to wrap up the video. Huge shout out to Evan and the retweet as well. Hopefully these teams helped you out, guys. Good luck on your point farming. If you enjoyed the video, belt the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button. Most importantly, though, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!